This is a new and a well-calculated move that we have ever been facing since the start of the coambulation of instances that we can engage, rechannel, and auto-see how the comebacks, feedbacks, and outrages, how they come. What do I mean? We have much of the things that we have been placed in a way that if we think critically and we think effusively, like chemistry, we can come to a reaction whereby we can berate and titrate the thoughts that are coming out and also synthesize and also formulate much of the talks that have been spoken and also sanitize the words that much of the people are always coming out of much the times, and we are not taking them as serious at some times. But now it comes to one of the conclusion. Right now we have one sarcasm that has bifaulted, and we are now thrown into pogrom, all of us in Nyaboansi. Everybody is asking about what is really happening. Guys, I'm telling you for the fact, cucumberization will ever get people in a serious problem. If you are having such kind of the anger, such kind of the hungriness, the appetite of turning down and turning up, the appetite of witch style, the appetite of this way, the other way, please this way, ringtones at the bed every time. You want to hear about which of the following is highly neutralized, medium, birated system, how it goes. What do I mean? You understand, we have different types of the honey. If we talk about the honey, you can understand what I mean. And the real fact, much of the people are throwing themselves into whatever they will not finish at an age time. Because to the real fact, the honey I'm talking about, you can find the honey is so sweet. You can find the honey is in the middle. There's honey that they're about, talk about the bees, are about to harvest themselves. So you can just take it in a way that the honey is a little to be harvested. So you can just understand 2 stages there, 3 stages there. It's the same as one of whatever we just find talk about a girlfriend. Whenever you're looking for a girlfriend, you have to understand these ones. So you have different types of the honeys. You can find a honey which is thick and sweet. We have stick but neutral. We have stick but water. It's like water. And we have honey which is a sweet, normal. So you can understand, and re-estimate. So what do I talk about? Much of the people live in the suspense. What do I mean in terms of this nature? We are being thrown, much of the families, into this kind of the sarcasm of falling into traps. And now the traps have gotten unto us, so we are now crying on where next? After this, where next? After this one, who is going to be the sabotaged of this reaction? Who is going to be the viral of this sabotaged reaction? Everything is going wild. Everybody is becoming like a dog. Everybody is becoming like a wild animal. There's a day Ngutu told me that whenever Alex was being cut and he was being beaten like a Cherokee drum, he told the Condad, "Oh, you had much of the things to do with me you have never told me." Ngutu the widow became wild. And this is the beginning. Okay. Guys, today I want to give you much of the things that are becoming so cryptotoctic unto the village. And when we start to peep and seduce the sanitized language that we have been given and sanitized videos that do come out, we can really entitle and entail. We are being thrown into pogroms. We are really thrown into the imbroglio. We are really thrown into sarcasm. One way I went direct today to my fish ponds there. And you understand the fish ponds all belong, and they are so, we can talk about they are so, in terms of distance, it's not far away from Matiko'S home. Not Chef Matiko, but the Matiko who was once in the platform giving us information and collecting from us, throwing it back to the DJ. I'm going back, and I've just gone back to that restartment, and I tell you what is coming out right now. Somebody or somewhere it's going to be raining rain of feces, because some people are hungry and appetited like dogs. And this is Lady J I'm talking about. He has gone in front and told much of the people, I want to take Matiko out of the family, get him to a rehabilitation center, so as he can be slapped to other slumps and be injected much of the chemicals, so as he cannot understand and restate himself. He will never come out as a person as he was. And he was being conducted with much of the people who have been following the pathway and talking about, we want this kind of the gigabatic way to come out. What do I mean? Today I went to my fish ponds there. The mother to Matiko called me and told me that, where is my son? I talked about, have you ever seen me making videos in our home talking about, I need your son, or where? She told me that, I'm hearing that the YouTube you are doing, it's the one that has taken him. I talked about, that's how they told you? They could have told you the real system which is running. And she asked me that, okay, I've been told that Matiko has been dropped in hospital where he's being treated. I asked, which kind of the treatment do they tell you? She said, and she replied, I was told he was to become insane. Oh, my living God. I talked about, okay, that was the statement they write. And that is the statement they told much of the people in the rehab, that Matiko is going to be getting insanity. So he has to be taken care of with a very, very close range of checking, so they cannot become wild in the rehab and destroy much of the properties and the people belonging there. Now we come to the conclusion, you know, a rehab in Nairobi, it's having much of the criminals whom, whenever you are going to a case, this is the strategy. Whenever you go to the court and say about you are guilty at once, they will take you are abnormal. So you'll be taken for checkup, brain checkup, whatever checkup, they will just throw you there. Cerebral checkup, medulla checkup, hypothalamus checkup, so as they can just understand which kind of a problem do you have. And they always restatement that, can we give this kind of a boy a girl? Can he know how to seduce? Let's try it. So I'm just not understanding. Whenever Matiko was coming out of home to the rehab, he was doing conjugation and he was enjoying the party, enjoying the system of the honey. And whenever now he's thrown there, he's thrown into pogroms. Right now he's being milked like a safari rally. He's now talking about, oh, you know, I left some honey. Right now it could be this way, that way. Oh, this kind of the goal statement. Oh, this is kind of the legitimate style this way, the legitimate substitute of the style that way. So right now is thrown into pogroms already. So the mother asked me, why couldn't they bring back the wife to Matiko back, because they took him out of the home? I asked, didn't they tell you where the wife is? And we were being told this is where now the story becomes wild. We were told that Matiko is beating the woman properly, like a Cherokee drum. In the influence, so as they can just react whenever you want to kill, talk about a monkey, you have not to look at it. And also you have to give it a bad name. So you can just hit it like a Cherokee drum. But to the instance of today, Matiko was given a bad name and they never looked at him. That who is having a problem between the both? They judged with no judgmental brains. Talk about they're just lunatic, psychopathic people who cannot even understand the legitimate way of gauging the brain of a person. They're just taking it as a granted. This is my wife. I know whatever I want to do with her. Do you know the legitimate things with her? You're talking about I want to do it. Do you know the repercussion after that one? They don't understand. They understand that we will do it because we have money and influence. And also what I can talk about is our parents are hooked up. They're mistreated with the small money of the village fools here. They think about this kind of the people, they have money. Small monies we are talking about. Small money. And they think about whenever they see him, you know, much of the people want it, they don't understand it. Even I tell much of the people outside here, don't see Master KG talking about I have a safari, is a tour car, and think about he has money. He's having nothing to the real fact. He's the one who is crying more than even a civilian who is just hustling in the shamba. People should get it. Because I was there when he was struggling and people talking about he has money. I was there while he was borrowing money. The council were not having any money. And he was just borrowing money from the co-workers. Even me, I was placed in that receipt that again to how much do you have in your account. So as we can facilitate and support Master KG so they can have the solar system. Much of the people talk outside here, oh, you understand, he has money. Nothing. If a person has money, don't see a person going to the market here, talk about the cow market, to buy a goat, to buy an animal. You're talking about this kind of the person who has money. That is an influence of, we can talk about, it's just called, we can call it a show off. That things might be in the restatement of the day. But when we go to the analytification of the time, we can just understand that we're having a little problem in terms of this kind of the influence. So when Matiko's mother and the parents, they were told that now your child will be taken to a rehab, and talk about the mother, talk about the wife to Matiko will be taken to another space, they never provided the evidentive things that why are you taking her this way or taking him this way. So already Matiko is thrown into sarcasm there, and the wife is now rented a house. This is where now we come to the real fact of the story. When now everybody was separated, everybody was placed in a legitimate area that can face and that can just make sure that that can match you at that point of the time. Matiko was doing good in the rehab, and the other lady was doing good filming narcotic videos, sending them to one of the goons, I don't know, in Norway, and she was gaining a lot of money and influence, and the person who did all the deals was Lady J. Even the videos to leak outside here, and even much of the people to get the videos, it was a way of Lady J to earn a living and start and finish his own construction in Nyaboanse. But it came to fail when the Norway person talked about, no, I'm struggling fishing in Norway to send money, and now you are hooking me up. Where is the extra money that I sent to you so you can just make a short video and send it to me while marinating the surface area exposed? They were eating a lot of money, and they had been rented a very good space in Sirari up to date. And right now, she's staying in a comfortable zone. And what I can tell you is, I am an NBI. Already I know where she is at a specific point and the room. And the real fact about what is taking place is, always Lady J is going there to update you how she is going on with life, not updating you systematic that conjugulation is taking place, anything is taking the position, is just updating you that, oh, the life has changed for her. Good surprise from somewhere. Right now, whoever was shooting the videos, they were taken out. Talk about Lucas the Traveler, was taken out of the system, because he was part of the system to make sure that the videos are coming authentically and straightforward. Talk about the HD videos, because the marination needs a very good area exposed in a way that you have to make it until the honey is always flowing. You can understand it. After that, when everything is taken, the person who is making her honey is Lady J. She has to be made honey until the surface area is exposed into whatever they need to shoot the video. So it went until when the reaction never came out, because whoever you are with are always in prompting, and also we see and we know what is coming out of that kind of the regime. Guys, I'm telling you the fact, after making her honey, he is making it perfect, because it reached a time they were told Lady J had to act perpendicularly. And what followed? You understand, whenever a man is given such kind of an authority and you are being given money, because they had to act. So in the process of acting, now the lady is pregnant. So the question is one. We are eyeing forward for no abortion should not take place, because we are eyeing forward for it. So they can just know and understand who is this head is coming out. Whose head was introduced into it. So the system is failing. The family has failed. They are taking advantage of people's families to re-engage in things that they will never handle. They have taken the husband to a place, unknown destination. No one, including their parents, they know where he is. Including the sisters, including Anastasia, who is given the mandates as a whole, as a full human being at the villa, mistreated there. And even she doesn't know where the uncle is. That is the fact. So the picture was, Lady J wanted to testify, to test himself. Am I functional? Because there's no person who has a good brain, a good hypothalamus which is working, can ever engage in such kind of a goon and such kind of a mongoose, so as they can just have such kind of the pregnancy or carry the pregnancy. Why haven't you been told that we are pregnant? You are told she is pregnant. What is just behind the scene? When all the ladies who are being put in that kind of the portfolio from cast talk about we are pregnant, where it is right now. From all the mix going round of them, taking them to best hotels, shoot some videos, act some videos, send them to Norway. But right now, what is coming out? The impact is one. I told you that we are having much of the appetite of wildism. And even you can see person's wife and talk about, I need her. Where does it come, that urge, until you talk about, I need her? It's because of the influence of money, because of, talk about the jealousy about, why is this person having a beautiful lady like this one? And I told you the black ladies are having this kind of the motive, the emotion. Why is it flowing to them? Why are they included in this mess? I have talked about 3 key points. There's a stick honey, very thick and sticky, and very sweet. You can understand. And whenever it comes, whenever you want to do marination, it brings a spherical position that you can talk about, yes, this is what I need. This is it. Much of the people use sanitized languages to hinder much of the things how they happen. Because you cannot be part of the program of the video shooting and you are being given the mandate of arousing this person. If we are full, if we are now drunkard, even how we will be drunkard, can't you analyze, can't you synthesize, can't you understand the real way, the real module, the real fantastic point that we are thrown into pogroms? Who is going to introduce this lady that I am pregnant? You are taking a person from her home. You rented this kind of the person and your own, and you're talking about you are using your own money. And you are the only person who can access that place. So we are not stupid. So right now, the conrad should start preparing for the dowry. Because right now, the boy is going to be marrying with an immediate effect. It's not a joke zone right now. It's a straightforward, because if you're the one included in the pregnancy, he should shoot a video and talk about we are pregnant. Because they have already cut out the module of support of shooting videos, which are going to be conducted. I'm telling you this as a fact. Even the behavior, even when he just reaches at that kind of the home, I'm telling you this, and this is the courtesy I'm telling you as a fact. NBI courtesy. Even if when he goes there with anyone, you can really understand that the lady, how they behave, how whenever he reaches there and behave, you'll think he's a husband and a wife. And you are told, we have rented her, she's living in a good area, now we are controlling her to make sure that everything is going on. He's using the way he needs, number one. And Matiko, whenever he's going to be knowing this, he's going to be so annoyed about it. Matiko had no future right now because the wife is taken with a legitimate millionaire calling themselves millionaires. And much of the people are still talking about, yeah, you are doing it the best, making that now the assignment to be cool. That, yeah, you are doing it good. Continue, my son. You are doing it good. They don't know that the good they are talking about is pumping the knowledge inside. Pumping is pa, 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 da, 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 pam, pam, pa, every time. Now the lady is pregnant. So she is just told that she should have a bed rest. So you'll never be seeing much of the videos coming from there because of the bed rest. So this lady, the fact is she has terminated the deal. The deal not gonna be good because right now she's pregnant. There's no much of the good quality videos gonna be coming out because of the system unit gonna be enlarged. And you understand the characteristics of pregnancy. Let's talk about a cow. Let's not talk about a human being. Characteristics of a pregnancy in a cow. You can understand it and you can engage it. So you can just understand that some of the things that are being coming out, you can just understand the real things. Much of the people who have seen it, they know it, they understand. So that is how now the things gonna be getting wild. So nobody has reported this kind of the time, because when I just told the mom that, do you know that Matiko's wife is pregnant, she was about to cry. And even she pumped her head. Oh my living God, oh my God, what is happening? Does Matiko know? I told about, no, I don't know. So I was now the reporter. To know that if they know this kind of the scenario, much of the people in the YouTube platform are the ones to get the report first before even the home can get it. Do the conduct understand that the person they took to the rehab and even the person whoever drove the conduct, they taken him. How can a person be taken to a rehab whereby he was given a mandate even to drive the conduct in a motorbike? So are we not taken in a stupid way? How can you take a person in a rehab who is walking, understanding, communicating, and also acting and telling you what is the fact? How can you take such kind of a person in the rehab? Why can't you give this kind of a person a job? Because the job is what is making people to influence in much of the things that are contradicting in the statement and in the village. Why can't you give them a job? They gave him a job the first day to drive the conduct in terms of the bike they bought. How can you give a person the mandate of driving your father and teaching your father how to drive, and you have taken him back to the rehab? You're talking about he's insane. We should understand the strategy, how it was. So it means that this kind of the family, they know. They understand what is coming out and the repercussion is now coming. They have to handle it with the lot of care right now. We don't deny a woman should not be given the pregnancy. Nobody is bothered with that one. But why do you engage in people's property, people's assets, and people's legitimate wives? So as we can just talk about, I want to take her in your own behalf. And guys, we are back again. Here we go, and everything is how I've just talked about, how it's just going right now. So already we are being influenced in terms of understanding the real people we are just having at the ecosystem. And this is a by fault. And I talked about we're going to be thrown into a very stupidical way whenever we're going to just have the other people are just coming back. Talk about this is another stage of the YouTubing we are. And there's another group going to be coming back to make sure that they're going to be washing out and sweeping out much of the things that are happening. You know what is becoming so stupid is whereby only one family wants to be so monitoring in everything that whatever small you're going to be having, it's going to be ripped off. Whatever good you want to be, they want to make sure that they're destroying you so they can just remain onto the table and make sure that everything is them. And the real fact I'm always telling much of the people is we will not be intimidated in such kind of a way and taking some people's wives and and also interfering with people's homes, and also the parents are just fearing that, oh, because of the money, because of the influence of this one, this kind of the thing will never happen to the way it is. But when we come to the real enforcement, that can we standardize ourselves? Can we handle this kind of the pogroms? Can we understand that tomorrow is another day? Can't we know that we are put in this kind of the world so we can just have much of the things to come? But we are influenced and being taken in a very slagatic way that much of the people talk about, no, because of this way, and they're hungry of money. What is there is they cannot even understand. You can know. Look at the influence. When Master KG went even to the US, went to which kind of the countries, has he even taken any kind of a person from the village that I had a passport, I had a visa, I could even invite somebody from the background of my home so they can just come and even have a work in the US, have a work in Canada, have a work in somewhere. And where he was, it's just flirting, exercising, and cucumberization. That's what only it was just conducted. But to the real fact right now, they're talking about I'm helping. How can you help people while you are talking about I can give you a shout out? Right now, no one is allowed at the villa, and you're talking about you are helping your own community to develop, help community to do what? And you're just bringing much of the children from the church of the Saturday, and talking about come and eat rice and cabbage, whites and everything is just white rice, cabbage, and the serviette. And we are serving much of the people talking about now the children should use the serviette for what purposes? And you understand the real thing. And it has never changed, and the villa will never change. Because every time they're talking about, oh, this kind of the people, they have money. Whenever you see a person is giving you 1,000 at the road, talking about, oh, you are having money, or the handout is not having money. I'm telling you that much of the people. Handouts is not having money. Having money, it will just entitle at your own. And I talked about this. If a person could be in a well-strategic point, look at where Wodemaya is moving. And I'm telling you, that is an influence for much of the people to match. But we're being, whenever you want to squeeze forward and you talk about, I want to be wild, I want to understand this and this and this and this. We are just told that you should not talk to Gintu, you should not ever communicate to Gintu. Whatever comes, whatever goes. But why do you want people not to communicate with Gintu? Yet you have already closed the doors and you don't need them. How do you want them to survive? And you don't want people to use your name as for them even to asquamarize themselves. You're talking about, no, this kind of the people are this way. Yet you're the one who introduced this kind of the stupidity to the class of the stupidical highest of the order, whereby nobody can ever understand, nobody can ever estimate, nobody can ever program. This is the future. You understand, guys, even whenever you have a company, you can understand that this kind of the company, in 2 years' time, I should be somewhere, I should be worth this, or the company should be worth this. Even if you have married, you have a good engagement, you understand that after these years, I should have a baby and living in a well-organized family. That is everybody's wishes. But when it comes to Nyabuhanse YouTubing, whenever you want to rise and talk about, I want to talk with Gintu and have some roaming videos here, talk about how is Gintu prospering? How is this kind of the person prospering? How is the other person prospering? You are told that you spoke with Gintu, we don't need you here. And even up to date, there are much of the boys who were told that even right now, I'm telling you, when Baby was thrown out to come outside here and talk about he has filmed a video of the engagement that was conducted with the Kenge fraternity to talk about the Master KG's fraternity, which was very stupidical there. Even you can never imagine that is the first, talk about the first lady of the Conrad, and Conrad himself never appeared. Whenever this kind of the other goons, whenever they went there, they were shooting much of the video, but in a sanitized manner. And you can never just imagine that much of the people, whenever Hello Baby shot that kind of the video, now he was thrown out of that kind of the position because of filming a video and exposing the legitimate stupidical and the fugitiveness that is handled in that family, and they'll never move out of it. Because much of the people say, whenever you have a sickness, don't hide the sickness. Put it out, people to know. This is my sickness. Whoever can help you can help you. When people come out and talk about this is how it is, let me tell you a small story here. When it reached at a point, we had a team called Rindima team of Mayugunu. Then they started getting some $10. Imagine a $10 is subjected to somebody, that this is a $10 for you, so they can just buy a credit because of uploading, because of this and that and this. It's just a $10. In Kenya shillings, is 14 or 1500 Kenya shillings. So that kind of the money, you can just buy a credit of 1,000. Then the 500 you can talk about, I can pay a rent. Some of the people are staying in a very hard life in Nyaboanse, but you can see them on a camera, but you can never entitle, you can never know what's really meant unto this kind of the position. So when we estimate and talk about how are we going to handle this, how are we going to do this one here, we can now fall to the real paper, whereby Mayuguno was ever telling his own team that you are now engaging. Let me tell you this. Even if you ask anyone, can even tell you this. Whenever you get money, he will call you and he knows that you have been sent money. He knew that you have spoken back with his own supporters and you have asked them for the money. That is how much of the stupid, brainless people are just thinking about. And they're talking about because you have been given $10 as a fund, as a support for you to keep on moving, as an upkeep. He's coming and telling you that why can't you do the correct work? And this is the fantastic mode. And I'm telling you that the fact, even if you ask anyone, not that Nico Buddha will ever lie to you, Kennedy the Remedy will ever lie to you, Dorina they will ever lie to you, but when you come to the real statement of the Oblistitution way, they will come to the real fantastic mode that they were being given lectures that why are you following the shortcut? That you are being sent money from every kind of the source. Why can't you look for the money in a straightforward? Was he looking for the money in a straightforward way? When he was having a backlog of money in the accounts, even he was called with the management of the banks so they can just negotiate where is this money flowing from. And they don't understand themselves. Even Master KG don't understand himself. There's a time he was called with the management of the banks so as he can just entail where is this money coming from. Are you supported with goons? Is now coming to chase Gintu, to chase Mogesi, to chase much of the young generation, young people growing, that why are you having money? Yet they have not recalled their money, where it was coming from. Even the accounts were being hacked and cooled down and put down, and it was estimated, and the statements were written in the account of the management of the banks. Not forgetting, he's accusing, whenever I'm coming to the village, I'm going to be handling this kind of the boys. And even going further, calling us goons, yet he doesn't understand he's the one who is covering the goons in his own society. And to the real fact of the time, he doesn't recall he's the one who used to get tribus identifications and talk about the account to be put money because his was frozen. He doesn't understand that he's the one who is encouraging much of the money to come on him only, but not any other person outside him. He understands that whenever Gintu is getting money, I have ever told much of the people, this kind of the G Castle, it could be the money of Master KG. The probability of Master KG to have the G Castle and to his own pocket, it's the real fact. But he cannot understand that everything has a change. Everybody has his own mind, her own mind. That I want to support Gintu, I want to support Mogesi, I want to support Mayugun, I want to support Master KG, I want to support Dim the Demon, I want to support Lady J. Everybody has his own selection of taste. That is what I always talk about. But when we ever talk about this is how things are going to be coming, we are just taken in pogromitic and a systematic way that we are bad in this length and we are this way in the other length. So to the real fact of the time, this kind of the influence, now the money started flowing in a way that even Lady J's accounts were frozen. They were told, you have to understand and you have to go to the statements of the banks and write with them, where is this money coming from and who is behind it and how is it coming in and how everything is. Do you know that they used Bello Baby's account to fulfill their things and also used the Condad's account to fulfill their budgets? People don't understand it. You'll never be told that one, apart from getting it from Gintu, one-on-one. Because I'm telling you that, and whenever they see other people are gaining, what if now Hero Baby? Hero Baby has not even started the construction. It's just a new motorbike is giving them an influence that is one who is selling the family courtesies or the family dignity outside. The strategy is always so long. People should understand and understand and understand every time that everybody has his own strategy. Whenever they saw Hello Baby has purchased a bike which was being monitored since last year, imagine it has taken like a year for him to buy a motorbike. A year. He was being sent small money and keeping them. And at long last, he came out and went and bought a motorbike. But when you go direct to the points and to the papers, they think about it's just today, the money was sent today for him to buy a motorbike. I even knew the statements, even have the records. Much of the people ever tell you. I have the records on how the contribution was done. Since last year to today, to have even the papers right now, even if you want them. So I can just show you that this kind of the money was coming every month. And it was accessing and the money was increasing until it reached the money they wanted so as they can just go and purchase a bike. But when he came out with a bike, they talked about why he's the one who is going behind us. That right now they have talked about Hello Baby. I'm the one working with Hello Baby. Yet I've not even have any kind of a challenge or any kind of the thing. What they don't know is the people who are there eating with from their own home are the ones who are just making sure that we are getting the good information to get it out. That this is how they are and this is how they behave. Even right now from the villa, we have more informations that are coming in. Because how the things are going, you saw that he was talking about, right now, you understand, this kind of the fruit guys that they're now working. Yet there's a person who planted the fruit in the villa called Mogesi and was promised much of the money. Even he has those kind of the clips. And he was promised much of the money. Around 1,000 per each plant whenever it gets to 1 meter until he comes back from when he went to safaris, talk about Africa safaris. But he was kicked out. Right now, he is eating the fruits that he never paid for. Even he doesn't have that kind of realization. There's a person who planted. There's a person who did it, that kind of the work. And he was never, ever given the money. It was done that they were just volunteering. Very stupidical people, very stupidical minds. Whenever you want really to re-estimate and get the phantoms of the includement of how the things goes, you'll understand that we are taken as granted that Gintu should not come out. You'll never ever take somebody's dignity and think about you'll ever go with it. Right now they saw that things are not working. Now they ventured into witchcraft so that they can just bewitch much of the people and talk about now we are done with you. And this kind of the witchcraft, it landed onto Mogesi mostly because they ever announced it. That Mogesi and Gintu, whatever you are making in the YouTube strategy, the money you will get will be going to the hospital every time and you will get accidents at the road. He thinks about people have just forgotten. And he's the one who is always praying that, oh, I have a baby, I have a kid, oh, people support the kid so that he can grow very good and he should have his own account and protect. Yet you are not the one even. If you don't have protection to other people who want to protect your own family, stupidical. People don't sense. You think about your own blood is the one that is so mature than other people's bloods. The way you said Nasto is not part of your blood and was taken out of the platform. That is the point I always come out with, talking about you are things to be called the jackals who are behind this kind of the mononish and prontocotias things that are happening. You're throwing us into an imbroglio already. If we come to the real restatement of the time, nobody's bothered that, oh, whatever you are getting. I don't know why much of the people are so interested about what is Gintu getting and what Mogesi is getting. than understanding themselves. What are they getting? And is it the what to Gint? Is it the what to Mungest? Is it the what to Mayan? Is it the what to anybody? They're the people who brought this kind of the courtesy, talking about, yes, you did it humbly. We talk about, yes, you brought it. But it was not meant for Gint to support you. It was not meant for Gint to worship you. Gint was to do his own strategy, and you have your own strategy. How do you want to talk about Gint? I want you to be like me. Look at whatever I'm doing. Are you stupid? Are you mindless? Gint should do whatever he feels he can just do, because it's wild. Everything is wild. We have to perform the magic here. That is the fantastic module and the way forward. Not to be intimidated and delegated that, oh, Gintu, I will just take you to this point, I will take you to this point so as you can just do whatever I'm just doing. I'm not you. I'm not yours. Mimi si wenu bwana. I'm not yours. So can you confirm that things are awkward outside here? Keep it tuned, keep it locked, be subscribing, liking, and sharing. I'm going to be bringing you the vibe, so you can just open the mind and understand the real facts about the village cospams and the mentally challenged, some hypocrites and lunatic, psychopathic things that are impacted to our own background, and they're talking about things are getting forward. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Get it? Fantastic. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Let's go. And this is the end.